Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Jolene and I'm the author of the Glory MC series, the Moonrise Beach series, and the new Heartbreaker series. So I'm going to be doing a flip through of my personal rings today. So you guys may know that I recently got this Estelle planner. This is the Chloe planner. This is actually my first and only personal planner that I got from Estelle. She doesn't do too many of like the true personal size. She has a lot of personal wides, which you guys know is one of my favorite sizes, but I'm trying out personal rings again for 2023, and this is how I have set it up. I do have this little planning pack. This is from Erin Condren, and this one has the floral design on it, and this is actually what I'm using with this planner. It has like this elastic which you can wrap around the planner. I just put it around the front cover and they kind of stick together like this, which I really like because I use a lot of these pens in this planner. So let me show you what I have in the planning pack first. Yeah, Erin Condren has its new launch, which I'm really excited about. So that's why I pulled this guy back out. But I really like the floral pattern, and then I like this kind of like lilac color too. It has rose gold hardware, which is also nice. So in the front here you have this pocket, which I love, and I just have some of the mild liners. So these are dual tip highlighters, and I just use these in my mood tracker. So these are the colors of my color coding system. And then inside here it opens up like this, and then inside I just have a few different pens in here. So in the back one I just have a Muji ruler to make some lines. I have a couple of fountain pens in here. So this one is one of my newest one from Sailor. It has rose gold and white. And then I also have the rose quartz from Sailor as well, which is also really beautiful. And then right now I have it in this little pen sleeve that I got as a gift from Chic Sparrow. And then the other fountain pen that I have is my little Quebeco Macchiato. I do have other fountain pens, but these are the ones that I'm currently using at the moment. And then in here I just have a pair of tweezers and a couple of these Sakura Micro Perm. So these are great if you want to write on those translucent sticky notes. These don't smudge. They also are great on the Simply Gilded stickers. So I just have a few sizes there. And then in the front little pocket here I just have these Simply Gilded page flags, which you'll see in my planner that I'm using. And then these are some marbled luxe translucent sticky notes from Rose Colored Days. So this is where I use these pens on, because if you use like a regular pen they will smudge. So those are all the kind of like essentials that I keep in here. So I just have that with me, and then I do have one pen in here. This planner does come with two pen loops. So one is on the back of the planner and one is kind of like here on the side with the strap. So I just have a Sarasa Dry in the 0.4. I really like this color pen. It's kind of like a light lilac. So I just actually just clip it on here just like that, and it stays put really well. So here is the inside of my planner. This setup, it kind of has a bit of everything. It has some personal stuff, health, finance, a little bit of work stuff in here too. So once again, this is an Estelle Chloe. I have it here in the English Rose color, which is a really nice kind of blush pink. It's a light pink. It does come with Krause rings, which you guys know I love. And then they are 30 millimeters, so I'm able to really stuff it, which I love. I think the gold and the pink look really good together too. But you'll see that I have a little bit of hollow and like some cool tone colors in here as well. So in terms of the pocket configuration, you have this pocket here, you have a side pocket, and then in here I just keep a few of the deco sheets from my shop. So I have them here in the white matte option, but I do have them available also in transparent matte if you wish. So I use those to decorate my monthlies and things like that. And then in the pockets here, I don't have too much going on. I just have this little notepad from Simply Gilded, a little washi card here, some task cards, and then I have a few journaling cards that seem to come with me into every setup that I do. So I have those, and then I also have some of the samplers. These are from my shop as well, so if you place an order you'll get some of those for free. So yeah, that is how I've been using the front section. It's very functional in here. And then in the back here, as you guys can see, it's really chunky. These sticky notes don't stay on. I don't know why. They are brand new and they don't even stick. So these are some more translucent sticky notes from Rose Colored Days. I'm just gonna take them off because they don't stay. And then here, I just have some note paper. This is from Kiki K, and what I like about it is that it's exactly the same size as personal. So I can punch these and then just put them straight into my planner. So I really like that. So I kept that in here. And then I do have some of my journaling prompts. This is from the Self-Love collection, and I just printed them out on cardstock and then rounded the corners with a corner rounder. So I have those there. I have a bunch of those actually. So again, those are printables. And then here I have some more stickers. These are from the Bow Icon collection. So I just have an array of these because I like them. They're really minimal and they match with any spread. So if you guys are interested in the stickers or the printables from my shop, you guys can use the code SAVE10 to save 10% off. So let's get started with the contents of the planner. So right up front here, I actually have this dashboard that I made. I don't know if you guys can see, but it does have a holographic overlay to them. If you guys are familiar with my shop and my reusable sticker books, you may be familiar with this pattern. This is the Twilight Garden design from my shop. This is actually an oops. So my silhouette had a issue with cutting it, and so instead of just throwing it away, it already has the overlay on it, which I love. It just keeps it protected. What I did was I just cut it down to personal size, and I'm using it as a little dashboard. So yeah, I really like how that turned out. And actually is nice because it says my name there in the front. And then I have on the back there just some sticky notes from Simply Gilded. This is a die cut from Aria's Daydream. All of my tabs here are the blush ones from Rose Colored Days. I checked earlier this morning and it doesn't look like she has any of these in stock anymore. So I think in the last sale when I purchased these, she took them out of the shop. So unfortunately, you can't get them anymore. I don't know if she'll be bringing some more to the shop, but they look really nice in this planner. So my sections are personal, health, calendar, finance, and reference here at the end. So let's go into it. So I just have a piece of floral acetate here, which is really pretty. That's from an old sub box. These are dashboards from a shop that's no longer open. And then I just have an inbox section. That's always my first section. So I just have some lists here. So these are just some lists that I have. So I have like an add to planner. I'm planning on making a purchase at Sephora today. So that was some stuff that I want to purchase. And then at the back here, I also have some just general lined note paper so that if I'm taking a call or just want to brainstorm something, I have an area for that. So after that, I have a piece of vellum here, and then I have my hobbies section. So this is all under personal still. So in here I have these inserts from my shop. These are the categorized list inserts. So these are good for using as an index, but I have been keeping track of some of the TV shows that I watch. I just use the 5-column one, and I just rate the stars so that I can keep track of all the shows and movies that I watch so that I can remember if I watch them or not. So this insert is available in my shop, and it actually comes with 3 versions. You have the 5-column one, the 4-column one, and then the 3. So you can kind of pick and choose which one you want to print. I chose all the 5 for this particular purpose. And then here I have a little TV series tracker. Let me see if I have a blank one. This is from Peanuts Planner Co. that I purchased a long time ago. I like it because it has 1 to 40. So if you watch like those series that have a lot of episodes, you can keep track of it here. I do have the tendency to start a series and then kind of abandon it halfway through to watch something else, and then I kind of forget where I was in the previous series. So this kind of helps me keep track of that. I know that there are some places like Netflix that keep track of that information anyways, but some other places don't. So that is my little hobby section, and then now I have my list section. So in here I just have these list inserts from my shop. So again, these are printables, and they have a little heart here on the side, and then you can just use them as a list. So I really like these. They have plenty of room, and then all of my inserts, by the way, have this little pink skeleton down the center. So if you're using the ArieBea Collab planners, it kind of goes nicely with that. But I think it still goes really nice with this Chloe planner as well. So I have a bunch of those list inserts, and then at the back of that, I just have a piece of vellum. Next, we're moving on to my health section. So I have another dashboard from that shop that is closed now. Self-love comes from within. So I thought that would be nice for my health section. I have another piece of vellum from a sub box, and then I am using these inserts. Let me see if I have a blank one. These are from Peanuts Planner Co. once again. These are the health log inserts. So I'm keeping track of my own health and then also some other family members. So I just like to have these inserts in here. This is a little bookmark from Simply Gilded. So I'm using that just to hold some of my pages together. And then I just popped in some Kikki note paper. These are just lined pieces of paper just for any extra notes that I may need to take. So if someone gets sick, I can just write down their medication and things like that. And then I have another piece of vellum. This is from my shop. This is a digital paper that you can purchase. And in my case, I printed it out on vellum and popped it in here, but you can also print it out on cardstock or whatever. So this is the Samantha Floral Vellum. It's really pretty. And then I have a little self-care section. This is my tracking section. Let me show you a blank one. So in this section, I do keep track of my health. So in the top section here, I just keep track of some habits that I want to form. So I can kind of mark my progress on that. In the middle section, I keep track of like symptoms that I usually have, like headaches, maybe cramps or something like that. And I will just check them off when I do experience them. So it doesn't mean that all of these boxes will be checked in, because obviously I don't want to have these symptoms. In this case, when it's blank, it just means that, you know, I'm in a good condition and I'm not feeling sick. And so that actually works out really well for me. And then at the very bottom, I will typically track certain fruits and vegetables that I want to eat every day. So I've been keeping track of those things. So this again is an insert from my shop. It's the monthly tracker. It goes from 1 to 31, and then you have space for all of your little habits that you want to track. This is also good for keeping track of your mood and things like that. So I love to have that one in there. Next up, I have another piece of vellum, and then I had this in my stash when I was looking at my personal planners. I don't know where this is from, but it just has some affirmations there and things about emotional vibration, ways to raise your vibration and things like that, and then also questions to empower your day. So I've had that for a really long time. So I'm not exactly sure where I got them from, but I'm just keeping that in there. It's nice to have as reference. And then these inserts are from a shop that's no longer open, but I had purchased them for the personal size a long time ago, and so I reprinted them and put them in here. I actually just reprinted these this morning, so that's why they're blank, but it has a space for your daily routine. So you have a morning, afternoon, evening, and bedtime. So I will be coming up with a new routine for this. You guys know that I love to update my routines seasonally, so I may actually print out more of these and then just update them every season. So you may know my printable planner cards, they do have seasonal routines for evening and morning, so that is something that you could also pop in here. This section here is for goals for personal growth, so I'll put my goals there, and that's also why I printed this out. This is from my personal growth journaling prompt, so I just have this little quote here, and I'm thinking about punching it in here, or maybe I'll just use a paper clip to clip it in. I'm not sure yet. The next section here is a little mood tracker. So these are all of the highlighters that I'm using to track my mood every single day. So I have a few kind of picked out, and I've been using this tracker for years. I have actually just started doing it in April, so I like that it's kind of undated here, and then I just track my mood every single day. So that is something that I have been updating every single night. And then I printed out another one because I will use this for my cycle tracker. So again, I like that it's kind of blank at the top so I can use it at any time. And then here I just added some grid paper. And then I have these. These are from Kiki K, an old Kiki K. So I just added that in there. And then I have another vellum. This is from my shop. This is the Mason Floral Vellum. Now we're moving on to my calendar section, my third section. I have another dashboard here and then another piece of vellum. And in here I have a little reading log. So I am going to keep track of all the books that I have read so far this year. So I'm going to put the title, the author, the star rating, and then in this little blank section, I'm just going to track how many books I read. So like 1, 2, 3, and so on and so forth, just so that I can keep track of that. I do have a Goodreads account, but I find that it's really hard to update it now. I feel like it lags a lot. Like every time I want to add a book to my TBR, it always says like there's an error, and so I can never add it to my list. So instead of relying on Goodreads, I think having it in my planner will just be a lot easier. I don't have to like wait and refresh the page just so that it will update. So I don't know what's going on with that, but hopefully they can fix that soon. But I've had that problem for months already. So that's why I'm going to start updating it in here now that I have these inserts printed. I have another vellum here with the books, which I think is perfect for this section. Then I have the book review section. You guys know that I am a professional book reviewer, and so I am just going to be using these inserts just to keep track of a couple of notes that I want to mention when I do write my review, because I do read my books quite a bit earlier than they release. I do receive advanced reader copies of books, and then also it takes a while for me to write the reviews. So as I read it, I will just write down a couple of notes, the star rating and things like that, just so that when it comes time for me to sit down and write the review to submit to my editor, I have these all here. So this is what it looks like blank. And then after that, I just have this list insert of the other books that I need to read. So I read quite a bit already off this list, and then these ones I just added this morning. These are some other books that I want to read. So after that, I do have a piece of vellum here, and then we're moving on to my calendar section. I do have a new editor, and I have encountered some issues with her. She is not as organized as my previous one, and so there are times when, you know, she either doesn't send the book over when she says she does, or she doesn't post them. So I have started to keep track of it just so that I can send her an email and let her know specifically what dates that I did which things. So I'm using this insert from my shop. This is the month on one page with grid on the other side. So this is actually what it looks like, blank. So you have a Monday start here, I write the month there, and I just write in the dates, and then you just have a blank grid on this side. So what I did was I drew these columns in so I can mark down the book release, the title of the book, when I submitted the book, and then when she posts it. So this way I know exactly what book reviews I already have done, so that if an issue does arise once again, I can refer back to this and let her know. So that is how I've been utilizing this, and I really, really love it. Let's move on to the next section now. I do have a piece of vellum that says Dreamer on it, which is really cute, and I layered it on top of this moon dashboard. Again, this is from my shop. I don't know if you guys can see the holographic overlay to it, but again, this was the front side of my reusable sticker album. So what I did was I just cut it down to size and made it into a little dashboard. So on the back of that, I just have some sticky notes. These are translucent sticky notes from Rose Color Days, and this is from Simply Gilded. We're moving on to my next reading section here, and I'm using the 2-box grid inserts from my shop. They look like this, blank. So essentially you have 2 boxes of grid on each page, and I just use this as a monthly overview. So I have March, April, May, June, etc. And I have just been marking down the books that I request. So I will mark them down in here, and then also when I do receive them, I will circle the date when it's due, so I know to finish it by this date, and then I will cross them out or highlight them once I have read them. So this is just how I've been keeping track of that. So I have a few dates already put in there, and then I just have some extra there. So that is my reading section. I have another vellum here. Now we're moving into my finance section. So I'm gonna skip over this section a little bit, but I have another one of these gorgeous gold acetate with the flowers. I have a dashboard again. And then my finance inserts, I'm actually just using this grid insert from my shop. So this is the daily grid insert. So it's just basically all grid. You have a space here at the top so you can write something. And then you have the pink scallop, and I use grid inserts. I prefer these over having like actual finance inserts. I tried the finance inserts last year, and I just find that it was difficult to keep up with because I do live in Canada, but a lot of my purchases are in the US and I pay US dollars. So I do have two amounts to keep track of, and usually the inserts, the finance inserts that I use, they don't have enough space to write two amounts there. So instead I just went back to my tried and true, which is just grid. So I'll just keep track of income on one side and then also expenses on the other. And then at the bottom here, I will also keep track of bills to pay. So it's just really, really simple. I can be as messy as I want with extra notes and things like that. So it's really nice. I love that freedom. So that is my finance section. I have this little dashboard that I made out of star jelly a very, very long time ago. And inside here, I just have a few die cuts. This one is from Simply Gilded. I have a few there that are kind of moving, but that's okay. And then we're moving on to the reference section, my last section. I have another acetate, and then this is the Twilight Garden design, but I just printed it out on cardstock this time. And then here I just have an online order tracker. So I just have been keeping track of my online orders there. And then next up I have my contacts. So I'm not going to show you those. And then the last page, here I just have this blue acetate from Michaels a long time ago, and I have a vinyl that says my name on it. And in my last section here, I just have a little password section. And then in the back, I have this little pouch. It's a kind of Ziploc pouch that I got from Kiki K a long time ago. And in here, I just keep some stickers. So I have some of the mini icons from my shop, and then just some small samplers from my friend's shops. And then in here, I just have this dashboard from Hello Paper Cat. This is quite old, but I'm using it as a page lifter because I found that if I didn't have it, then this folder, this little pocket thing, would curl a lot, and then it would end up being like this. So I didn't like that. I didn't want to ruin it. So I added this at the end. I actually do have an order of dashboards that I placed about a month ago, but it hasn't even shipped yet. So I'm not really sure what's going on. So I may have to contact the shop and ask if they're gonna send it to me. But and that is my little personal flip of my Estelle Chloe. As you guys can see, it's pretty functional. I have a lot of inserts in there, so that's why it's pretty chunky, but it's working out well for me. So if you guys are interested in the inserts from my shop, you guys can use the code SAVE10 to save 10% off. They're all printables, and I do have them for other sizes as well, not just for personal. So if you're in like an A5, personal wide, B6, pocket, I have those all in the shop too. So definitely check that out. If you guys have any questions, you can leave them down below. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.